Am I on? All right, we're back here on the Charles River, streaming live on the Ivy League Digital Network. I'm Erin Driscoll. We're looking at the grand final for the lightweight women's varsity 8. In lane 5, closest to us, we have Radcliffe. Then we have BU. And in the far lane, lane 3, we have Stanford. Stanford is the current number 1 team in the country. Radcliffe ranked number 2, BU number 4. The girls are sitting ready. It looks like all coxswains are pointed. And I see flap blades on the water, so we're not quite at the start yet. Looks like the Radcliffe coxswain is getting her boat pointed. We came to these 3 crews by BU and Stanford winning their respective heats. Radcliffe had the next fastest time. And now we have these 3 crews racing for the Lightweight Invitational Cup. I see that the crews are aligned. That means the bow balls are all level, giving us a nice even start. All crews are sitting ready. Radcliffe coxswain getting pointed again. And the official is beginning the starting sequence. Polling the crews, flag up, and the race is off. Hoping for a good, clean start in the final. We want to see some nice racing here. That's it. All crews looking good. It looks like BU has already lengthened out a little bit. Radcliffe and Stanford are still in their high strokes. Yep, we got Radcliffe at a 40. And for all 3 crews, they're going to have some adrenaline going for the final. Looks like Stanford is at a 38. And now we can see Radcliffe starting to lengthen out into their base rhythm. Looks like they're being really aggressive here. All 3 crews about level. Stanford maybe with a slight advantage, but it could go to Radcliffe. All crews are very close. They're coming up to that first 500-meter marker. And it looks like Radcliffe is being really aggressive here. Yeah, they're looking really good, making a press. I would say that they're maybe even with Stanford up on BU. It looks like BU is maybe dropped back 4 seats or so. And this is a reverse of the events that we saw in the second heat that saw BU up. And it looks like Radcliffe has really figured out their rhythm. They're looking smooth, getting those catches in. Now, this is the first time that Radcliffe and Stanford have seen each other in direct competition since the IRA National Championship this spring that saw Radcliffe take the national title by within a second. So these crews are definitely rivals. And we got BU in there too, really pushing things. Again, BU was a winner in the heats this morning. So they are right up there competing with these 2 top crews in the country. And it looks like Stanford and Radcliffe are about level in this second 500 meters. Let's check in on those stroke rates for Radcliffe. Rating about a 36, so that is higher than they were rating during the heat. They're really going all out here. And it does look like Stanford is maybe making a press here. As I said earlier this morning, we're coming up to that 1,000-meter mark at the bridge. This is a place where crews like to try to make their mark. And I would bet that Radcliffe is going to respond to that Stanford move. Looks like Stanford is up by a third of a length or so. Yeah, we want to see all of those catches going in together. Passing under the bridges. Good, yeah, and I can see that Radcliffe coxswain. She is demanding more from her crew. Radcliffe did win this cup last year, so they're going to want to hang on to that. Good, very tight racing here. All crews remaining overlapped, and it does look like BU is making a little bit of a press here. They've closed to within 2 seats of Radcliffe. Stanford remains up by a quarter of a length, but again, in these last 750 meters, it's really anyone's game. All these girls are going to have to be very focused in the last 500 meters to see who's going to take that cup home. That's it. Radcliffe is rating 37 right now. Looks like they might be making a little press here. They really want this cup. All 3 crews really pressing here as we go up past that MIT boathouse. Stanford still with a slight advantage, and it does look like BU is dropping back a little bit. Yeah, that's it. Looks like Radcliffe is moving here. Again, we are watching from a little bit behind the crews, so it is difficult to see the exact margin, but I would put money on Radcliffe bringing it up even here. We are inside 500 meters to go. Let's check in on those rates. Radcliffe still at a 37. Let me see if I can get that Stanford rate here. Looks like Stanford is at a 36, so both crews are at very similar rates. BU has dropped back, and it looks like Stanford has a slight edge here. If Radcliffe is going to go, they need to go now. That's it. I see that coxswain asking for more. These Radcliffe girls know how to sprint, and you know what? The Stanford girls know that too. Oh, yep. There goes Radcliffe. Increasing that rate here. Got senior Addie Backer in stroke. She's sitting up. And the other 7 are going right with her. It's going to be close at the line. Very close here. Looks like we have a repeat of that IRA showdown. We'll see which way it goes. Need absolute focus from all rowers here. Coxswains are demanding more and more every stroke. Looks like Stanford might have a slight edge here. It is very difficult to tell. We're going to be watching that flag. And it does look like Stanford is up. All right, it looks like it's about a 3.5 second margin. I would give that to Stanford, but excellent racing from all 3 crews. Excellent racing. And I will say the Radcliffe girls look very improved from their heat this morning. Great race from all 3 crews. Very, very exciting racing. And the official lifting the white flag show that the race is final. So again, that finish order was Stanford, Radcliffe, and then BU. We will hopefully have some exact times for you in just a moment if I can catch those from the official. Waiting on those. And all 3 crews, again, should be very pleased with their performance. Great racing from the current top 2 crews in the country, as well as from BU. Really, really good racing. Trying to listen in for those times. And I don't think I can quite catch those, but it was very close, and again, all crews should feel pretty happy. We're headed back up toward the start. I'll check in with you in a few minutes for the lightweight women's second varsity grand final.